a love fest. I built many buildings with them. They're great people, great contractors and great people. And I have a lot of support. I hear the Teamsters, I've done a lot of work with Teamsters. I built a lot of buildings with the Teamsters, and they like me, a lot of Teamsters here. And it's an amazing show of affection, but we did a great job.
How important is the union vote? And you're here in New York City, you're talking with these members. Do you think you can maybe change some of their minds if they were lifelong Democrats to vote for you?
I think these maybe were Democrats, but for me, they're a Republican. There's not a Democrat in there. These are people. Look at that building. Look what we can do. We built a lot of great buildings in the city with these people, and they've given me great support. They're really amazing. You know what? They're very, very talented people. They don't get the credit for it. They have very few people can do what they do. We used to do 3 floors a week in concrete, and it was guys like this that did it. So it's very amazing.
Did you know about the?
How have you thought of David Pecker's testimony so far? When was the last time you spoke to him?
No, he's been very nice. I mean, David's been very nice. He's a nice guy.
Did you know, Mr. President, did you know?
What's that?
Are you confident that justice?
Well, we have a big case today. This judge isn't allowing me to go. We have a big case today in the Supreme Court on presidential immunity. A president has to have immunity. If you don't have immunity, you just have a ceremonial president. You won't have a president.
Did you know about the payments?
So we have a big, we have a very big case going.
Did you know about the payment?
Say it, what?
Do you anticipate 3 judges, 4 judges?
They're very talented people. They're very smart. They know what to do. They're going to be very fair.
Did you know about the payment to Stormy Daniels?
So you guys heard that right there. I mean, he's pretty confident here in what's going on in New York City in terms of turning people, what he says, on his team here who might have been lifelong Democrats. So that's kind of what we're hearing right now, and he's going to continue, to walk around and talk.
I think that he's dealing with the Republican Party chair. I think he's still doing it. That's Ed Cox. He is the son-in-law of Richard Nixon. The president has a history with the Nixon. Nixon identified him early as a presidential candidate in the future. Ed Cox is probably one of the most powerful people in New York. And you wonder, guys, the president's within 10 points of Joe Biden in New York. Joe Biden's going to go up to Syracuse today for a cop's funeral where they're having trouble getting state troopers to work in security because no cops want to be protecting the president that presumably is so weak on crime and punishment.
I like that he's doing this before court. It's like when he went up to Harlem and he went to the bodega and he had so much support from the crowd in Harlem. Now he's doing this. This is at Park Avenue and 48th, somewhere in that area. There's a big building that's been under construction for a long time, close to Trump Tower. And hopefully he'll do things like this more often, take advantage of being able to campaign in New York and in this area.
Yeah, Democrats are going to wind up regretting that they've sequestered him in New York, because by the time this is all over with, he's going to put New York in play.
New York, they're already talking about an event in the Bronx and possibly at Madison Square Garden. If you got to leave him here for 6 weeks, he showed up at the Bodegas Union on their invitation. This has been on the books, we understand, for a while. And this is something that it's unscripted, it is real, it's a slice of life. But in New York, we live in this unscripted slice of life.
And can you imagine Joe Biden stopping at an event like this and having this sort of organic enthusiasm? It doesn't exist.
He would actually say, read everything that he had to. He would pause when he had to and would say it out loud.
And I think we're safe to say that this is the only president or candidate we've ever had who knows how many floors in a week you can build with concrete using steelworkers.
Because his thing was, I could pay for it, but they build it. And that's why he has so much respect.
Look at this. Look at in the background on the scaffolding. You have construction workers out there taking pictures. People, it looks like, over the cars.
And it might be in New York City, but whether he's going to a bodega or doing this, he's talking about things that people across the country will relate to.
Yeah.
And whether it's safety and crime or the economy.
Yeah, they are yelling, oh, Trump, Trump, Trump. They're yelling 4 more years and USA, USA. Alexis, you are right there. Who else in the press corps besides you thought of this was newsworthy enough to show up?
Do we still have Alexis?
She probably doesn't hear it.
You're talking to me. There's a lot of people. No, I can hear you now. There's a lot of people here. I mean, there's a full amount of press right in front of us. And then there's also so many people that are kind of coming now that this has been announced that we're nearby, that are trying to come and catch a glimpse, but are kind of being closed out by security. But the former president has spent pretty much, he's spending a lot of time here talking to these people. We know that he's in possible striking distance, right, in New York City. Who would have ever thought that? So he wants to spend time with these people while he's here to try and gain their support. So when he comes back over here, if we get another chance, I'm going to ask him, Bryan, about that opportunity here in New York to try and beat Joe Biden, maybe flip some of these areas that are so dark blue, maybe a little bit red. I mean, we saw a lot of people out there, too, in Harlem. The guy was at a bodega, yes. Former president of the United States. They had people out there wanting to talk to him there, too, in that neighborhood.
Look, we're showing you an aerial shot. Yeah. You can see how deep the crowd is, people reaching for him. I hope he signs my whatever it is that they're handing to him.
It reminds you of something prior to the Oscars. People show up, they just want a glimpse, they want to see. And it must be maddening for people.
Except there are no ball gowns. These are the union workers.
I'm thinking about I'm thinking about those panels of 10 legal experts who say every day how bad a person Donald Trump is. Your message is not resonating. You can indict him as much as you want. You can say whatever you want. They are not listening. They're making their own decisions, and they believe that former president was fighting for them and will again, no matter what you say and how outraged you may be. From the Katie Courics in the world.
Well, we've seen all these unprecedented attacks on the president, former president, and the use of the courts to go after him. Well, this is what they're afraid of. This is why they despise him so much. And it's why even in the Republican Party, there are people that don't like him because they're terrified of him, because he can inspire this kind of enthusiasm from people by just showing up at a construction site.
A lot of people in that crowd, it's New York, are Democrats, and many of them can relate to him and are saying that they're thinking about switching their vote, especially when it comes to either choosing between Biden or Trump. And in Pennsylvania, we did a Fox News survey, and among independents, he and Biden are neck and neck in the state of Pennsylvania. But it's interesting when you look at the independents in this survey. Trump had the advantage. He was ahead by 7 points among independents in March in that survey, and now he has an 8-point edge. So that could take him over the top.
Right. It's also noteworthy that this team runs like an efficient machine, and he knows exactly how long it's going to take to get downtown in order to get to court. And he's saying, why would I leave? Also, think about the president's mindset. It's pretty damaging to you emotionally. You got to sit there and hear these horrible things about you. You got to listen to a judge who tells you when to stand and when to sit and what to say. And this is an emotional lift for him. It's important for him to understand, no matter what's going on in that courtroom, there's something going on outside there that's a lot more positive.
Good point. Good point. This will carry him through that court.
And all along, I don't think that the court cases have anything to do, obviously they have nothing to do with justice. It's all about what you're talking about. It's all about trying to humiliate him, take him off the campaign trail, do whatever they can to get him off his game. And this is how he gets back on his game.
Why can't one of those people be in his jury pool?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, take your vest off. I have a job for you.
Trust me, the prosecutors did everything in their power to make sure that didn't happen, I'm sure.
День скользя между тенями. Здесь каждый день это битва за место под солнцем, за славу, за благо. Но я не боюсь, я готов сражаться, ведь я знаю, что моя жизнь это не игра. Мой город, он такой разный, красивый, грязный,